Here we have some word problems that need to be solved with a system of equations. So for each of these word problems, we're going to come up with two equations with two variables and then solve for one of the variables. Let's look at this one. It says tickets to a local movie were sold at $4 for adults and $2.50 for students. If 360 tickets were sold for a total of $1,230, how many adult tickets were sold? So what we're looking for, and that's really where I want to start, is how many adult tickets, so the number of adult tickets. So let's make up a variable for that. That's what we're going to solve for. So we'll call that A. That's the number of adult tickets. We also have another unknown in here, and that's the number of student tickets. And I'm going to call that S. Now we're going to use these two variables to make two equations. The first one, it says tickets were sold at $4 for adults and $2.50 for students, and they were sold for a total of $1,230. So the number of adult tickets times $4, because it's $4 per ticket, plus the number of student tickets times 2.5, $2.50, added up to a total of $1,230. So that's our first equation. This is a little hard to read. That's 2.5s. And then the next equation, we know that 360 tickets were sold total. If A is the number of adult tickets and S is the number of student tickets, they're going to add up to 360 tickets. Now we have two equations, and we can go about trying to solve these equations. And you could choose elimination or substitution. I think I'm going to try substitution on this one. And what I'm going to do is solve this bottom equation for S so that I can plug that back in up here. Okay? So all I have to do is subtract A from both sides, and I get S equals 360 minus A. Now I'm going to take this chunk right here and plug that in for S in this first equation, and what I'll have then is just A's. And that's great because I'm looking for how many adult tickets were sold. So let me rewrite this first equation here with the substitution. I've got 4A plus 2.5, and instead of S, I'm going to take my substitution, 360 minus A equals 1230. All right, the first thing I've got to do now that I've got this set up is distribute the 2.5. So 360 times 2.5, that's going to be 900. So I've got 4A plus 900 minus 2.5A equals 1230. I'm running out of room here, so I'm going to go up here. Now, I want to combine my like terms. 4A minus 2.5A, that's going to be 1.5A. And I'm going to subtract 900 from both sides. So I'm going to get 1.5A equals 330, and then all I have to do is divide by 1.5. And I end up with A equals 220, and just to verify, A was the number of adult tickets. That's what we decided in the beginning, and that's what we were looking for. So our correct answer there, 220. Let's try a similar one here. This one says Myrna spent $14.30 on treats to put in gift of love boxes for needy children in her city. A candy bar costs 40 cents, and a bag of trail mix costs 55 cents. So you can see this is similar to the last problem. We have two different things that have different prices. Myrna bought 7 more bags of trail mix than candy bars. That's a little bit different. How many candy bars did she buy? So let's start with what we're looking for. What we're looking for is the number of candy bars. How many candy bars did she buy? So we're going to call that C. And then let's see, the other variable in here is going to be the other treat, which is trail mix. We'll call that T. And like in our previous problem, we're going to have one where we multiply the price by the number, our variables for the numbers, and add that up to the total money. And that should work for us down here. We've got all that information. So we've got, we've got cents here and we've got dollars here, so we've got to be careful about that. Let's put this in in dollars. So I'm going to write 40 cents for a candy bar as 0.4 times C plus 0.55 times T is going to add up to $14.30. So there's our first equation. 40 cents times the number of candy bars, 55 cents times the number of trail mix adds up to $14.30. Now our second equation is a little bit trickier here. We're just given the fact Myrna bought 7 more bags of trail mix than candy bars. So we can say that the number of bags of trail mix is 7 more than the candy bars, which would be candy bars plus 7. And now we're pretty much ready to go. You could take this and plug it right in for T if you wanted to. And let's see, we're looking for number of candy bars. If we plug this part in here for T, that would leave it just with C's in the equation. Perfect. So let's try that. Let me rewrite this top equation here. We've got 0.4 C plus 0.55 times T is C plus 7 equals 1430. And then we're going to distribute the 0.55. So 0.4 C plus 0.55 C plus whatever 0.55 times 7 is, 385 equals 1430. Now we're going to combine the like terms. So that's 0.95 C plus 385 equals 1430. We're going to subtract 385 from both sides. And that leaves us with 0.95 C equals 1045. And then we'll divide by 0.95. Running out of room here. So 1045 divided by 0.95, and that actually comes out to C equals 11. So she bought 11 candy bars.